22 raiders from Belgium have joined. End of line.
Hello. You mistimed your raid? For what? To me, it was perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you hear me? I feel like audio maybe isn't working. I don't know. I can't tell. There's too much nonsense going on over there. Mr. Fireball, thank you for the Prime sub. And for 3 months. I appreciate that. Okay. I have one goal for today. To not write software. So, we're going to do something that isn't writing software.
They've subscribed for 47 months, currently on a 47-month streak. And says, hi, I can hear you. What are we doing today? End of line.
32, 38, that's not 38, that's 47.
Subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 46 months, currently on a 46-month streak.
That.
And says, I wish you luck with not writing any software today. End of line.
Hiram, thank you for the
100. You moved the deck writer. How's your back? End of line. Avila is subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 5 months. And says, greetings. Audio is fine. End of line.
Hiram, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 46 months. Spies of Mud, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 46 months. No, 47 for Hiram, 46 for Spies of Mud. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. And Ovaway, thank you for the 5 months. All right. Yay, no Python today, yeah. So I'll show you why I'm not going to write Python today, because I've been writing it all week. So here, let me just walk you through this real quick, rip the Band-Aid off, and then we'll move on to non-Python stuff, okay? Trust me, this is actually slightly interesting. All right, we're over on my server, okay? This is software that did not exist on Monday, that now exists on Friday, that I'm going to run every single video I film through now. So what you're looking at is the homepage of a video manager program. What this can do is track different drive arrays, show me how much free space they have, and do some other really cool things. So for example, I have edit here, which is where the videos that I will be editing are stored, and we have a project here called Juki Sierra. These are the files from the Juki Sierra video. we can see that the size of this is 254 gigs. If we go back to home and then go over to temp, we can see the Juki Sierra project again, but this time we can see that it is only 83 gigs because I implemented a convert action that takes the original files and then runs them through a conversion process to transcode them into a higher compression file format. And this gets cooler because I can do something else where I'm going to select this project and I'm going to add a check step here, and we're going to check it against temp and run that. And what it's doing now is it is checksumming every single file in the project directory and making sure that the files from the source directory are the same as the files in the destination directory, with the exception of the transcoded files. So, yeah, it's
subscribed with Prime.
Fancy.
They subscribed for 10 months. End of line.
Hoshi2, thank you for the Prime sub and for 10 months. I appreciate it. Also, look at that progress bar that updates in real time on a web page. What's up, WebSockets? Yeah, so you're looking at the future of PyDisc here. I did a lot this week. It's insane. So, yeah, we'll be looking more at this software later as basis for PyDisc, or maybe I'll just start working on PyDisc off stream. I don't know. Might borrow a few ideas there. Yeah, go for it. It's on my private Git repository, not on GitHub, so git.techtangents.net. But yeah, it's real nice. It's so much better. Anyway, actions are queued and they can be, they'll run sequentially one after another.
CHER 100. It's insane. Has there ever been any question of sanity around here?
Yeah.
By your command.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, I'll say this. What I just did was I tried to click home to leave, and there's a problem with this software, which is why when we get to PyDisc, we are going to use processes. So the checksums are running async alongside Quart in the web software, and the problem is that there is no async hash algorithm, so it can't release. There's no async module, let's say, for checksumming. So it runs in a locking thread, even though it's a pure IO task, and I don't know how to wrap a task like that. And this is exactly the problem why I said I wanted each drive to run in its own process. So this is why we're going to do that structure with PyDisc, but this is already running two separate async loops. They're not event loops, but async, let's call them main threads. They're not, but anyway, I've sorted out a lot of the SQL database stuff and nonsense, but yeah, it works. So don't worry about it. We'll just, yeah, I could close this, but it doesn't really matter. So here, I'll just leave it on that, and I can close this, and then we're gonna not look at any other software today. No more. No software. Ask about a thing to handle Twitch, YouTube chats, and link them stream integration repo. I know it's gonna be hard to configure. Yeah. I don't know that it's for everyone, but it does work. So we have trust issues. You can trust me. I'm barely going to put electricity through anything today.
Subscribed for 47 months and says hello. Are we projecting? End of line.
Yes, I'm a cat. We will be. And thank you for the tier 1 sub for 47 months. I hope I'm counting that right. Yeah. And I got the data back that I'm going to get back, Ubadistas. Yep. So, all right. What are we doing today? Well, Wesley, who hangs out here sometimes in chat, gave me this. This is a briefcase. Kind of. Not really. It's more of a bag that has zippers. So, I have a video project pending. It's probably going to be the next main channel video. No idea when it's going to actually happen, because things keep happening. This is going to be part of it, and it's super duper cool, and I'm really looking forward to it, but it has a minor issue thankfully. That I think we can fix. So this is something you guys may not know existed, but there were a bunch of different kinds of these. You're using hash, lib, file digest. If you use update and digest functions, you can do the IO yourself. I don't know. You can look on git.techtangents.net and see the source code to see how I'm doing it. I don't remember. I'm not kidding. I probably put like 50 hours into it this week. So, can you ask the things to stop happening for a bit? Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, so this, yes. So let me explain how this works. So this is an overhead projector. Okay, you push this button and wah, light turn on, and then you point it at the camera. And, God, you're blind now. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so this goes over that, and it is transparent, and you run a computer display through it. It is an LCD without a backlight. That's all it is. It's pretty darn awesome. So, it has ports on the front for connecting a computer over VGA specifically. Might sound weird that I'm excited that it's VGA, but I have 2 other ones and they're CGA. So this wasn't that common by the time VGA came out, and CGA ones seem to be more common. So I'm excited that it's VGA actually. So still not as cool as the ADF. Yeah, 4C. No one can find. Yeah.
3000 has subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 27 months and says 07 happy Friday. End of line.
Super Scott, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 27 months. I appreciate that. Is it color? That's a good question. I don't actually know. Pretty sure I see subpixels, so yes. So, let's look at what actually is wrong with it, though. Let's go. What are we doing? What are we doing? This. You look through it, but you look through it with this. There you go. That's what we're doing. LCD thing didn't exist. It's my school time. Yeah, it's a pretty weird thing. So anyway, let me show you what is actually wrong with it here. Boop. ATEM controls finally being used. So, you can see the panel here. First off, I'm just going to take this off because it wants to come off.
CGA. It's all going over my head. Period. CHER 100. End of line.
Raw color. Boots when parked by ran when parked. Okay. Oh, okay. Ran when parked. Okay. I think I saw something like it on Computer Chronicles. Oh, I will have to look into that now. I didn't know that. Yeah. So, I have one, but not the other. Oh, yeah. Sad times. I don't think they're that rare. Anyway, I live in Arizona. You can park your car in the sun in the summer, and it gets so hot, you can bake cookies on the dashboard. News broadcasters do it literally every year. It is like one of their go-to file card stories that they pull out to just run when it's a slow week, okay? So, I suspect someone left this in their car because the adhesive for the 2 protective panels let go and it like slid down out of the way. So, we have to open this up and realign that. Now, I'm pretty confident that that's not the actual LCD. I think those are panels so that teachers can write on this with dry erase markers, because that was a thing that people did with overhead projectors without damaging the LCD. Because if we look very closely here, we can definitely see the LCD grid, and that is actually correctly aligned with the display frame still. So I'm pretty sure this is purely a protective piece of glass. Realistically, we could remove this. I'm not going to be an idiot and write on that with a dry erase marker, but it would be better to put it back together correctly. So our goal today is to just realign the pieces of glass and then make sure it still works. What year is that unit made? Well, I might be able to give you an idea because I think I feel some floppy disks over here. Yeah. 1994. There you go. Going to do a mail call of this, show off everything else that was in the bag. What else is in the... Is there more in the bag? I see VGA cables. The the weird cable. What's funny, that probably would have worked for the CM100. But if you're talking about the other items that were more media related, I need to image the things first. So latency is so low these days. What do you mean the latency? From the stream, it should be pretty rough right now. Yeah, I think everything else is just related to this. Holy moly, custom branded Velcro straps. When do I get custom branded Tech Tangents Velcro straps? All right. Let's talk about the tote bag. Oh, yeah, I don't think there's anything crazy in there. I think it's just floppies and cables. I don't see anything else. If there's anything else crazy, I'm missing it. Oh my gosh, there's a remote. What? That's about it. Let me make sure there's not a battery that's exploded in there. Looks like I am not the first person to have tried to gnaw the battery out.
Says, oh hey, it's a new one, so I can buy myself some bits. And now I can terrorize the tech talk again. We went ahead, we don't apologize for the inconvenience. CHER 100. End of line.
I'm good? Okay. I just want to make sure there's nothing I'm missing. So if I am going to actually look at the directions on here. There's a release. You don't just rip on that. You press the thing over and it just falls out. Anyway, wonder what would even be on the floppy. So I think there's a serial control thing. I don't know what you do with it. Yeah. I also don't know what... Oh, monitor redrive. That's a weird way of phrasing pass-through. So here are the ports, by the way. So kind of sweet. Composite S video. VGA input, and then monitor redrive, which I'm guessing is just a VGA splitter integrated into there. That's gonna... It's the same port on both ends. Wait, what? It doesn't plug into the game port. What the heck? That's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, so I have no idea where that goes. In theory, okay, just in case you don't know, Apple video input, ugh. I mean, yay. Anyway, in theory, you can send serial commands over a VGA port, or more correctly, you can send I2C commands because there's an I2C bus on the VGA port, and that is, I think that's how EDID is communicated, if I remember correctly. So you can abuse that to do things like control stuff over a VGA port if you really wanted to, and you wrote your own custom drivers, to go with your custom display. So maybe, I don't know. Okay. 15 pin, 2 rows at the start. I have never seen that before. So anyway, we're going to take this thing apart so we can try and fix the panel alignment. EDID is just I2C problem. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I've been messing with the EDID stuff recently. It's annoying. SVO took up SNES or something. Those don't exist in the office. Like literally there's nothing. All right. Oh, look, audio too. Oh, there's a speaker built in. Oh, sweet. We're going to have quadraphonic sound. Is there a speaker in front too? So front and back? Yeah. All right. Anyway, let me find a thing that I can rest this on when I flip it over, because there's not as much protection along the front. I think I had a towel over here. No, I moved everything. Why do I move everything? I feel like I just had a bunch of padding material. It might all be in my van because I used it for moving stuff. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right. Oh, by the way, it's February and the air conditioner is running because Arizona. Yep. Okay. Well, I'll just hope that it's... No, I need a soft surface. Okay, hold on. Bear with me for a moment. I need to find a surface protection layer that I can put down for this thing. It's one of those green rags. It's not big enough. Where are all of my packing materials? Oh, did I move them to the other room? I may have. No. Oop, this'll work. Score! It's the perfect size. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Oregon, the AC has been on twice this week. Yeah, well, it's going to be in the 80s today. Alrighty. Let's figure out how to take this apart. I see one screw here. Actually, let's try and figure out the overall construction of this thing first. So, we have a piece of metal that wraps around along the front. Same story there. We have ports that have captive retention nuts. There is some kind of grounding braid that is wrapped around the composite port. That's kind of horrifying. Am I seeing circuit boards mounted to that? Not really. I am not 100% sure how this is going to come up. Oh, there we go. Flush Allen bolts along the sides. That's pretty clever. Okay, so I'm going to guess those, and then the top lifts off. All right, let's give this a shot. All right, where's the screwdriver? I think screwdriver is on the other side of the room. One moment. Yep, I see it. Yoink, might as well grab these tweezers that are over here too, and the stubby screwdriver, because that feels like the most appropriate one to use for this. Okay. You know, let's see if stubby comes with a bit that'll fit. I don't think it does. Actually, it doesn't come with any hex bits. Okay. That's fine. Let's be glad the polarizers haven't crystallized or turned to vinegar. Yeah, it looks okay there. Better not soon to be stripped Allen bolts. I should have a compatible size here. All right. So let's find out. This? Yep, that is perfect. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So, side story here, all right? I found this screw today, okay? It's a little black screw. And I saw this, I'm like, oh gosh, that's one of the bottom of the case screws from the Alaritech. And there's the panel for the Alaritech. Great, and this is the only screw I see. Where did I lose all the other screws to? So I spent like a good 20 minutes today, okay, trying to hunt down all the screws. And I found 0 of them. Then I got pretty dismayed because, like, oh great, the bottom of the Alaritech's just never going back together. I screwed it up. It's all ruined. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just lift the bottom of the Alaritech. Sorry, not a Veritech. And then see how bad it is to see what's draping down. And then I look and the bottom of the case is on. That panel is the top of the rack that the VGA capture stack is in. It's not the bottom of the Alaritech. So that was a bunch of time wasted. Plexlock ducks from a bucket and throws it down the pit lane. Okay. So, all right, I can see this is trying to separate, at least on this corner. So this seems like a separate panel right here. Doesn't seem eager to remove. So I don't know how that works. Same with the front. Three LCD Mitsubishi working, presumably dead lamp turned out to a brand new lamp. All that was wrong is a stuck fan presenting for powering on. That's amazing. I picked up a Sony SXRD rear projection television from the side of the road one day because I wanted the Fresnel lens for totally not evil mad scientist things. Oh, there's a screw in the middle on this side. And I turned it on and found that it had a dead blue kind of LCD, kind of DLP chip like thing. Not quite DLP, but a reflective LCD kind of thing. Anyways, apparently a very common problem that the blue one always dies on those. So I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to repair this. But then it turns out that the non blue ones are exactly the same. There's nothing special about the blue chip. It's just the formulation of the dye or whatever that does the mirror reflections hates the blue color spectrum. So I took the optical block out of that television and listed it on eBay, and I was able to sell it for $90 from the garbage TV that I just wanted the Fresnel lens out of. Anyway, I still have that Fresnel lens around here somewhere. As has come apart. So anyway, I know what you mean with the LCDs dying. Those rear projection Sonys have green tint, matrix style. No, it's goes yellow because the green and red reflectors still work. Okay, so this does not stay behind. That's got a. Ooh, I bet I need to remove all of those. Okay, usually this is too big. Yep. So let's see. Is it the one that I stuffed a thing into? No. So it's the next size down. Might I spend way too much on an old HP item on eBay? I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do something like that. Screws under feet? I really hope not, because I don't want to take them off, because they're kind of required on this thing. Hopefully there aren't like loose screws in the, or nuts on the back of these. Doesn't sound like it. A while ago, I saved a Fresnel lens out of a giant rear protection TV. Super ex-roommate put it near a window to organize, almost started a fire. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was one thing I was always super careful about, because I may or may not have wanted it for that exact property. Love flipping trash. So we can pick it up Goodwill, yeah. I am not one to flip stuff normally. It was more that after reading about how the parts are so difficult to get, I thought, you know, maybe someone else could actually use this. So I was like, I'm just stealing the lens out of this thing. Let some other people have fun. Also, I still have the mirror from it, because that mirror is like, mwah, so good. Highest quality mirror you'll ever own. And it's a weird trapezoid shape, so it's fun. All right. Now will this raise? Dude, what? How? This is a pain in the butt. But like, have you cooked rocked with the lens yet? No. I couldn't get it mounted rigidly enough to do anything fun with. It would flex and then it wouldn't work. I think the tightest beam I ever got was about that big, which just was not enough. I think it was also not designed to focus super tight. Which is weird, because I think it would have to. Okay, so looking in here, I can see a lip that goes down in. So this does not slide out. Isn't melting soda cans done best with just like an induction coil? Chance of a screw underneath the label. This is not a label. These are buttons. So if I peeled this up, it's trash. Screws under the feet, possibility. I don't think it's likely because these just look like the generic stick-on ones. This screw I am not thinking is related. Plus, that's not the side that I'm having problems lifting this on. Additionally, though, I can see when I pull on this, those ports do follow it. So they're going to hit the top and it's not going to come out. So I think the rear is going to have to lift out first and I'm going to slide it out. If you have an overhead projector, you have to find one of the IBM ThinkPads models. Yeah, I don't think so, because everyone wants $3,000 for the interesting ThinkPads, and I could buy a Miata for that. Like, there's so many more fun things that I could do with $3,000. Like, there's no reason. No. Because, yeah, I do have the overhead projector right here. That's what we're going to use this with. It's exactly the same thing. But you can't even fit in a Miata? You know every single one of them was a convertible, right? Just because you have to look through the windshield doesn't mean I have to. So, yeah, I don't anticipate buying that. Oh, maybe this screw does matter. Let's try removing it. This looks like a job for the stubby one. Is that a scratch? That's unfortunate. Okay, we may not install the bottom glass. I don't know. Fit Lexan sun visors, goggles, or a helmet, because let's be real, there's a potential of hitting something. Okay. That was it. Here we go. Progress is about to happen. All right, I'm going to blow my nose first, because it's killing me. I found the mute switch. It's called unplugging the microphone cable. You know where there's a 302 to drop in a Miata? No, you don't. All right. So, there's problem number one. Oh my gosh, look at it. Actually, that's the most robust one of these I've seen. Now, I had someone try to send me one of these that was VGA, and unfortunately, it perished because of the way that it went together. The driver connections, like you can see, oh, that's not a driver. Well, the stuff that's hidden in this frame here was unfortunately not rigidly mounted in a metal structure like that. They had the glass kind of sandwiched in the corners, and then the raw flex cables were loose, and the glass shifted in transit, and the flex cables did not. So they separated from the ITO layer. So, yeah. Didn't you add a cough button? No, because it's not possible. I can't mute the audio. The only thing I could do is mute. I can mute the audio source in OBS, but I haven't gotten around to implementing that yet because it's going to be a pain in the butt. Because I don't support toggling anything. So, do we expect electrolytics and or battery inside? I can't imagine why there'd be a battery, but yeah, there should be electrolytics, but they're probably not bad. Look at the cute little weird electrolytics and module board mounted in there. I'm gonna guess that's a high frequency power supply or something. I don't know. Anyway, you know what kind of sucks? We're gonna have to remove the LCD panel to get to the other side because it's mounted directly over it. So I think we're gonna have to remove everything.
100. If adding a button to ops is a pain in the butt, you are putting your streaming PC in the wrong place.
End of line. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you have a cone of silence? I wish. That would be awesome. You know, that would be a kind of prop I would not mind having. And hello, Retro Gaming Denmark. Or if there's a clock to be set on the device, it's just a VGA display. This doesn't do anything itself. Miatas are around $3,000. Did you actually go look it up? They're not all of them are super expensive. As long as you don't get one that's, you know, super nice, you can get a reasonable Miata. What am I going to do with it? Use it. Makes me want to take an LCD apart, remove the backlight with reflective guts, make me one of these with fish tank stickers to attach it to the windows, modern stained glass. That would be sweet. A common thing to do is to do that and then use it as the window on your PC case. Let me have faith in the designer found a reason to put a clock in there. So the students don't have to look, you know, up at the wall to tap their finger and wait for the time. They can look at what the teacher's trying to tell them. That's why they put a clock. That's neat. Today I learned. Yeah, it was pretty common for people to be doing that with their old 4x3 monitors when they were upgrading to 16x9s and getting a fancy new case. So I don't think it's as common now, but it was definitely a thing that people were doing in Windows 7 era, I would say. Maybe Vista era, that was a thing. So program that mutes the microphone and have Deck Talk say cough. Oh, see, now you're selling me on wanting to implement that. That would be pretty sweet. Actually, though. It's more about sneezing or blowing my nose, but oh, I like that. I kind of really like that. Pizza. Gift card for $3,000 worth of pizza? Deck Talk soundboard, yeah.
Denko Tech says CHER 100. Cough, 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 cough. Achoo. By your command.
Macheko, thank you for 100 bits. Yep, that's perfect. What kind of overhead projector is this? Well, this is not. This is the display. The overhead projector is down here, and it's just your bog standard bulb kind, incandescent. Okay, let's stop hemming and hawing. Let's get this out. We can fix that one. That one's the easy one. So let's work on getting down into this more. So that is simple enough. This cable goes underneath the complicated, super wonky video cable. The video cable. This is some real Commodore RF shield thinking here. I gotta be careful, I don't want to damage the panel, but yeah, sure, let's just bend some metal tabs over the connector. That's great retention mechanisms there. Wait a minute. Actually, is that a connector above and then a connector below? They have an inline adapter? Is that what that is? Holy moly. Hope you don't use this somewhere humid where you might get corrosion or something on there. Okay, well that's ridiculous. All right, so maybe I can remove the top connector. Maybe I remove the bottom. I don't know. I'm going to have to remove one of those. Is that a battery? No. I don't see why there would be a battery in here. I think the connector is coming loose. Let's not stab myself with tweezers. There we go. Boom. All right. Hopefully that, and then maybe power somewhere, are the only two cables that go into this thing. I think we don't have to take out the flat flex connectors. One bigger connector for the wires, they had room for a small connector, they compromised, yeah. The black bar. Black bar. Oh, no. That's hilarious. No, batteries in this would be way different. I think that is shielding and grounding material. We're about to take it off, so let's find out, because there's mounting screws that are in there. This is now at the point where I have to actually start paying attention to which screws I remove, because these ones are going to be weirder. So these go into the tape circle. Does it have the power adapter? I believe I have everything needed to make it work. That's copper foil. Man, I better not let the usual residents of the city I'm in know that there's a bunch of copper here. Okay. I don't like, speaking of copper, these little copper doodads. Oh, these are different. So were those. Uh-oh. These screws were not the same. Also, I think that one's aluminum. No, never mind. Okay, well, that's fun. I have no idea which one went where.
GER 100 watt. You aren't using one of your handy plastic screw sorting trays.
I'm about to.
End of line.
Shaco, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, I'm now going to use this, but I'm going to use it to sort them from where I physically removed them. So that one came out of the bottom right. I have a suspicion that is, yes, that is the other threaded one, so that'll go there. And then this probably goes over here because this board is not as sandwichy, and it goes into the... They all go into standoffs. I have no idea. I see threads there. Let me just see. Does this hand thread? Not really. Does this hand thread? Also not really. Where did this come from? Put an extra pile of catalytic converters, yeah. All right. Well, let's just hope that there's a better hint of which screws go where somewhere along here. Okay, by the way, that weird braid thing is just a braid donut. I don't know why that's on there. I don't think I'm going to put that back. That doesn't seem necessary to me. And one's also a machine thread. There's one coarse thread screw. I think that's a coarse thread screw. Let's find out. Confirmed, that one's coarse thread. The difference is not possible to discern. That one goes here. So this one I think is also going to be coarse thread. Correct. Then one more in the middle, just for spite. Time for some eBay. Oh, wait. I don't know what that's for. I don't like that I loosened it, though. Hold on. Let me tighten that back down. I don't think that should be loose. There we go. Wait, the whole thing's loose. Okay. Sure. Look at all that copper. Whoa, that's crazy. there. This one. Okay. Here. That's where it goes. So, fine on the outside, coarse on the inside. That's how it works. Okay. Crash Camera, did you say copper? Yeah, exactly. Oh, enjoy your tariffs, Philip. That sucks. All right. I think power is delivered via this cable, because I don't think there's anything else left connected on the panel itself. So I'm going to remove this board because it kind of overhangs this, and I want this to be as safe as possible. And then we will, I think, be able to remove the LCD. Is that LTT screwdrivers any good? This is the short version of the LTT screwdriver. I also have the long version somewhere. Is that at home? Is it in my laptop bag? I don't remember where it is. Anyway, I do like them. They are handy. I do think the bit storage is a fun, novel idea. I like it. Maybe other stuff has had it. I think I've had some that have them up here, and I hate that. It works really well. So, yeah, I do like it. Okay, all three of those screws were the same. Boop, audio board. Look at it. One cap. That's all you need, just one. All right, it should be a straight shot to remove the LCD now. So, four big screws in the corners, and then that's it. Didn't the plastic wear off? Have turned polished? Who cares? Does it matter? I don't know what you mean wears off. It's just what plastic does. It's a soft surface. Let me put it this way. The only way that's gonna not happen is if you have a metal screwdriver. And fun fact, it's not a good idea to actually have human interfaces be made of metal. You want it to be plastic because it's softer and it's more pleasant. Or I shouldn't say it's softer. The surface is, I don't know what the mechanics of it is, but you can take a piece of metal that is not coated or treated or anything and touch it a whole bunch. It's not as nice as plastic. All right. One panel. Yeah, it looks great. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. It's made by Sharp. All right, I am going to set this aside. And we now have access to all of the failed adhesive. I don't think I needed to remove that. I didn't know. I couldn't see that there was nothing that went under there, though, but all right. Needs to be metal, brutal, yeah. Can upgrade the panel to high def, yeah. All right. Now, how do we do this? So, one nice thing, this is metal. So, in theory, I could heat it and then slide it back, which I'm pretty sure is the origin of the problem. So maybe we do that. Oh my gosh, I need to blow my nose again. I'll be right back. I swear it's the bright light thing. Okay. Where did I go? Yeah. Alrighty. Let's start with the easy one. That way we can test on the side that matters less, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to mess up. All right. So first off, this is the side that has rubber feet on it. Let's see how loose it is. It's pretty darn loose, actually. That side is far more connected. All right. Heat gun. Hot air pencil or heat gun? I'm going to try hot air pencil. So that case is aluminum. It's going to transfer heat and temperatures very well. Glue is pretty wide, but I will use the wide tip, not just go plain. Leave it outside for 5 minutes. Genuinely, that could be valid. What temperature is it outside? I could possibly leave these outside. If it was summer, man, it'd almost be funny to wait and do this in the summer and then just put them on my dashboard, have the glass just fall off. It's 77 outside, but it's cloudy, so there's no direct sunlight, so I couldn't get the direct sun. Did it rain in the last 30 days? That's a long time, man. I'm not sure. I think 30, probably. Yeah, that's too rigid. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it like this over the foam, and I'm going to try and heat it and see if I can just get it to release. Here we go. I'm so glad I don't work on modern electronics, so I don't have to deal with stuff that's glued together. Ha 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 ha. So it's released over here, but it was just like that. So it's this side, and maybe it's more of this corner. Come on, let go. Oh, it wants to let go. That's not quite what I thought was going to happen, but that might work. Okay. It's loose, but the adhesive tape started to melt. Colors tool heat pencil? Yes. Soak it overnight in simple green. Soak it in IPA. I think that's preferable because you want it off the glass. I don't have more of that. We're going to reuse it, so I don't want it to be destroyed. All right. I do want to realign it, though. So I'm going to pull this off. Oh, you know what? It's a shame I don't have them here. This is like totally the exact same stuff as command strips. If I just had some command strips here, I could use those. All right, well, that one's a lost cause. I'm just going to let that tear. Okay. So now I can realign this. Maybe try to lift and pull this back more in. That ain't happening. Just take what I got. All right. So that will be better aligned. So if we look through it there, a little bit in the corner. I'm just gonna. You don't see nothing. Oh, totally good things are happening. All right, now it's all perfect. Now heat it again. Yeah, I think maybe. Just do a little bit on the outside, adjust it, and then I'm going to add some extra tape to the corners to hold it in place. Yeah, let me catch up here. Number plate tape. Don't forget to leave that one fingerprint inside once you reassemble it. Yeah, I will clean it first, don't worry. Not ultra crazy about heating the glass directly. So I'm going to try and do this from underneath. Well, I probably should not do it over that so that doesn't melt. Because I think that might have been happening, you can't tell, where the shiny spot is. I'm just going to apply some pressure. Okay, so if it slides a little, not really. You know what, screw it. I'm just going to put heat on the back. I think it's going to need it on the glass. I'm going to do it from farther away so it more evenly heats. You know, the glass side might be good. I think it might just be the bottom. You can see the air in there. That might be the only place where it's a real problem. All right, I'm going to let that one be. So this one, not as much of a concern. The top one is one that's going to be really bad. It's actually going to be really hard to do that one. And that one's the more critical one. So, all right, let's clean this before it gets sealed, and then we will add some additional tape. You know what? I kind of wish I had a spudger here. Do I? Because I could use that to push in the corners. I do have the keyboard thing. This might work. And by corners, I mean the tape that's oozing over.
Using Windex on glass. What is the road coming to? End of line.
There we go. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Alright, let me wipe off that one fingerprint I got. 2 fingerprints I got on the inside. Okay. This is now no touchy. Goes off to the side. Okay. We still need to remove all of the electronics from this, because, yeah, I think I'm going to have to flip this around a lot. So that's going to be... Oh, this is going to suck! There's a lot here. Ugh. First, I don't scratch that. That's like a whole Data General Walkabout motherboard in there. Jeez. Ooh, that unplugs. Let's just do that before I trash it. Okay. So we need to remove the little driver board down at the bottom that does, I don't know, whatever. It has more connectors on it. That's confusing. And then look at the weird, like, little jumper wires. What on earth? Anyway, we need to remove that, the copper, and then probably this plastic panel that has the speaker and fan in it. This is more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Is this one connector the only thing? Oh, score. Get that out of here. Okay. So now it's just this, because this is all plastic. That will do very, very bad things. All right. Oh, yeah, it is the button panel. That's a good point. I should be able to remove just those 4 outer ones, and then that'll remove. Okay, let's try that. That's the wrong size socket. Has a little LCD on the bottom panel. Oh, that is a... Yep, you're correct. That's LCD. Okay, is it the same as... It's not the same size as the connectors. It is, however, the next size up. It'll be too easy, yeah. Okay, and now... Boom, okay. Why did that feel like it broke stuff? Unfortunately, it is on the glue for the display back here, so I'm going to have to slightly rip this up. Eek. Or the glass, not display. Oh, that's a lot of force. That's good to be aware of. I did not anticipate having to tear this thing completely apart to fix it. Oh, gosh. All right, let's remove the last ones. Those are the same. Content, yeah. Let's just say, excuse me, I'm glad I didn't leave this to somebody would do it in the video, because, yeah, this is too much. Well, good news, there's not going to be a lot of thermal dissipation from there, and those are going to be the worst parts, because the glue has slid more on the sides. So maybe this won't be as big of a pain as I was afraid of. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to have this here because I don't want it getting torched. I'm going to do that. I'm trying to think of something I could put on there that's constant weight. That's not like a completely terrible idea. unfortunately, it has to be metal or silicone so that it doesn't get damaged. And I can't think of anything silicone I have that's heavy. And I can't think of anything metal that's not going to trash the glass. So I guess I'm just going to on it. All right, here we go. So I'm going to guess this side will release. So I'm going to try and focus on releasing that side, and then I'll melt the glue on this side. So it looks like the top, from your guys' perspective, is somewhat loose already. So let's work on that corner. Ow, hot stuff, hot. Ow, 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 ow. Let's not burn my knuckles. Okay, that's coming along. Let's work on this side a little. Ow. Angle it away from the fingers. Put more pressure along the away edge. Wait a minute, is this the only side that's left attached? Well, I guess it is, because it went fully down on the opposite side. Huh, okay. Let's work on it. Ow, hot from that corner. Releasing. Ow, ow, fingers cooking. Ow, ow. Okay, there it goes. Come on. Your skin will grow back. Suck it up. Exactly. That doesn't mean I can't complain. It still hurts. Okay. This corner, I think, is it. Boom. There we go. All right, how much of the foam did we lose? Actually, not that much. That was pretty clean. Ooh, let's not burn myself on that thing. That'd be cool. So no need to have your fingers that close, is there? To make sure that I apply the pressure as close as possible so I'm not creating a temperature gradient in the glass and then applying pressure away from the temperature gradient, which could create a weak point. So yeah, getting it closer is actually slightly better. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, I'll take that. All right. And now we just put it back. Boom. All right, like last time, let's heat it up. This went smoother than I thought it would. He says while he's still doing hot stuff that could shatter the glass. Let's blow it away from the glass. Take a second here. Whoa. They're already in here. Is there something you can do to prevent this from happening again? Yeah, I'm going to try and tape the edges down, but, like, I don't think so. I think maybe just not leave it in my car when it's 130 out.
T2SDE has joined. And a line.
T2SDE and Raiders, hello and welcome. We are currently working on a LCD panel that goes on an overhead projector that I'm pretty sure was left out in the Arizona heat in someone's car because the glass panels that go over the display came loose and slid off to the side. So I'm just finishing up peeling them off and putting them back on, and I'm trying to re-adhere the panels so that that doesn't happen again. So yeah. Or was left on an overhead projector for too long? I don't think so, because the bottom side was the one that was in worse shape, and that one would not have moved if it was just on an overhead projector. Unless it was on an overhead projector, got hooked, and then was just slammed into a bag. That's possible. And if that's what happened, well, that's not going to happen again, so that's not a concern. All right, let's make sure this is as adhered as it can be. With at least 32 of those from wherever it was from. I don't know. Why remove and put it right back? Thought remove, do action, clean. The action is to shift it back over into the correct spot. So the glass was shifted off to the side, so one of the adhesive strips was over the visible area. So all we had to do was just put it back. So yeah, that was the only thing that I had to do. And I guess it was this side, because there are screws over there that would keep it from shifting that way. So put it in the bag and store it sideways so the glass slowly shifted in the bag, maybe while it was still hot. I don't think it's that either, because it goes into the bag in this orientation and the glass slid in that orientation. Unless they put the bag on its side or something, but it just like, it's kind of stacked against that being the potential. I'm telling you, I live in a place that gets super hot, and I've seen this kind of thing before. So, is that one of those LCD screens or overhead projectors? I've seen one of those in a very long time. Yes, it is. That is exactly what it is. We are just finishing up fixing it with like the easiest non-electrical repair ever, and I think we're about ready to try it out here. But we got to put it back together first. And by try it out, I don't know if we're going to have time to like connect it to a computer and stuff here. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah. All right, the outside doesn't have to be as clean because I can get to that later. Plus, is it really a DIY project if I don't just like leave a thumbprint on the inside before I wrap it up? Like, really? All right. I think we put it back together now. Monster, you're a monster. There's always a hair, exactly. All right, let's put it back together. Starting with, well, we got several things we need to put on here. We need the fan module, we need the front panel module, and we need the sound module. All right. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. Interesting. The glass alignment is slightly too high up for this. Ruh-roh. I need the glass to shift down. That's kind of a problem. Okay. Not sure how I'm going to accomplish this.
Swarm of Dead Insects subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 11 months, currently on 11-month streak, and says 11 is a nice number. It can be binary and no one would tell. End of line.
One moment. This is an all hands on deck operation. Don't just set that down willy-nilly. Oh my gosh. Come on. Get in there. Did it align? Yes. Okay, there we go. I successfully shifted it down to ever so slightly. Let's leave that on so I can cool it. Swarm, thank you for the tier 1 sub, and for 11. Now I gotta do binary. Aw, man. 11 months. I appreciate that. Sound quality, both what you're doing and saying, is always so good. If I ever stream, I'm gonna get some tips from you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's buy fancy pants microphones, though. That's the answer. I don't use like an arm mic. That's why. All right. That should be good. Yeah. And I don't think this side will be a problem, maybe, hopefully not. Let's get this one screwed down and then put the front in, see if we have new nightmares. Literally attached to pants. Yes. Good microphone, basic EQ and compression will set you right. Yeah, so the EQ is handled in my HDMI interface, the ATEM. It has a EQ profile that or handler kind of thing that I can set. So I just do it in that. Okay, this could be slightly better shifted, so it doesn't look as wonky. Never mind, no it can't. All right. Front. Let's see if this is problematically aligned. Nope, it's perfect. Dodged a bullet there. Okay. I want this with this, and then angled so it rests there. Decoding weirdo digital music thingy on some. Oh, that's right. I forgot what was on it. Maybe. It's been a while since I've done the 8-inch drives, so don't know if they're just gonna pop back up and work, but we can see. For your reassemble, is there a way to make the fan grill want to stay on better? No, because it attaches to the front. Once it's all back together and I don't have to manipulate it too much, it won't be too much of a problem. What is the problem is that I need to blow my nose again. It's just never ending. Help me, Shelby Grease Weasley. Oh, yeah. One moment. Okay.
Slide says you mean the deck talk needs to blow its nose. CHEER 100. End of line.
Smite, thank you for 100 bits. Silence where waterfall. So there is a keep alive, like 50 or 60 hertz sound that I run in the background that's so quiet you can't really hear it, and it might get filtered out by the streaming service. But that just keeps the video alive. So, no, I'm not sick. There is a phenomenon that I'm pretty sure is what it is, where staring at bright lights causes some kind of weird reaction where your nose runs more. Pretty sure that's it. So while I was working at the computer, there's no bright lights over there. Over here, very bright lights right in my eyes the entire time I'm streaming. Even when I'm looking down, like you can just see the reflections are always coming back up from the bright lights. You get the bright light sneezes? Yeah, it's such a weird thing. In reality, Shelby's allergic to vintage technology. I'm just the biggest trooper there's ever been. Thought bright lights made people sneeze. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's the best guess I've got. Either that, or it's some kind of reflex from me talking so much that my body is trying to like hydrate.
82S subscribed at tier 1. They subscribed for 37 months. And says the credit card was already out, so yeah, there's that dot. End of line.
Card's House, thank you for the 37 months. That's 37 months. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, maybe it's more about the talking. I could try not talking for a stream. We could see if that does it. Settle down, Satan. Yeah. I mean, I got the TTS right there. I didn't say it'd be a silent stream. Yeah, just have Deck Talk do all the talking. Exactly. ASL? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that one. I would love to learn ASL, though. But it's one of those things where I'm never going to have the impetus to do it. I mean, knock on wood. So I don't think it'll happen. But it would be cool. Same reason I would like to learn Braille. But again, without the impetus, I don't think it'll happen. Okay, wait, wasn't there a board over here? Oh, the LCD. Yeah, we should probably put that back in too, huh? Yeah, let me clean this off one more time. Then we'll put the thing in there that's like the heart and soul of this. Yeah, before we put it all back together. I agree, Majenko. That would be nice. At least making an optional course, like instead of learning Spanish or something like that. He's like, yeah, in theory, you know, in Arizona, there's way more Spanish-speaking people.
Learning Braille is a hands-on course. End of line.
Yeah. But, was waiting for you to notice, yeah. Yeah, ASL is optional second language. I didn't have that option. I don't think so. That would have been cool. Braille is heavy on shorthand, I would imagine. Yeah, it's not just going to be straight up English, I would imagine most of the time. You'll notice I did not clean the panel at all because I didn't touch it at all. And I don't really want to put chemicals on there. So we're just going to hope that it's okay. Got a Braille printer in the back office. That's awesome. I have a Dymo impression label maker that is Braille as well. I keep wanting to do up a keyboard with a full set of Braille legends, so that I can do it in, like, kind of silently learn it, so I don't have to, like, think about it. I can just feel the keys all the time. I'm putting it on top of something on here because I don't want it putting all the weight on this. Although now that I have those other two insert pieces in, I think I'm okay. Let's do that. Some big old chunky caps this cable's got to go around. There we go. All right. What'd you miss? We only got like the whole thing accomplished. We're just buttoning it up now. Typewriter, not printer. That's also really cool though. Okay. Let me just plug this in while I'm thinking about it. On them having keyed these connectors correctly, because I didn't pay attention. They did this as a designer for what kind of connector? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so much so they had to stack multiple different kinds of connectors on top of each. So not squishing down all the way because the cables are so ridiculous. There we go. This is really horribly designed. Like really, really horribly designed. You know, maybe I can do this a different way. What if push that through and have that capacitor go around it? Here, so the problem is, okay, there's these two caps, and then there's this cable, and there's a little tiny channel, and this cable has to go through the channel, which means it also has to get past these capacitors and this screw post right here. So I'm trying to figure out the route this cable so it can go through the channel, but also not go underneath either of these capacitors, because then the board stands up too much. To go back, because this is where the screw post goes, so the capacitors are right next to the screw post. I'm not even sure if I don't think it's possible to go on this side actually. So it's got to be on this side, which means it's got to go around. No, because there's like, how on earth does this go through? The capacitor's going to be wrapped all around the post. All right, well, we'll try this position, see what happens. Like, what is it rocking on? Yeah, it keeps getting underneath the cap. Okay, well now it's rocker for power. I don't really think there's a whole lot I can do about that. So I guess I just cinch it down. None of this is making me happy. Why is it so far up? Is it the cables? Ow. I don't know how I didn't notice that this was like such a mess when I was taking it apart initially. All right, well, that's in. We'll hope for the best from there. If a modded Kindle, so you can just large print anything? Did it have to be modded? I thought they could just adjust the print size. All right. Oh. Fine, I'll redo that in a second. Yeah, I hate how these mount. Game to get stuck with huge margins, regardless. Our school, you're supposed to suffer? Ah, so you're American as well. You're born in the USSR. Ah. Horrible wire routing, squash boards, flex cabling. Any laptop circuit 1995? Yeah, this is definitely made with that construction style. Schools have their own peculiar way of suffering. Ugh. Well, if it makes you feel any better, let me give you an idea of how smart our school systems are, all right? So, here in Arizona, they implemented a law where parents can apply to, instead of having their money from taxes go towards public education, they can just get it back as a $2,000 check that they can then use to take their kids to charter schools. So now, we're having to close a bunch of public schools because there's no one going to the public schools because everyone's taking the money instead. So we're smart. That is horrible, Sleepy Developer. You have me in Arizona. I mean, we haven't been working on getting to be last in public education for nothing. Wait a minute. They found the plan to get us out of last place in public education. They're going to take us off the list entirely. Least controversial thing happening in the U.S.? Well, yeah. Excited to let what you'd have called public schools. Basically, opt out of local educational authority instead of commercial academy trusts instead. It's kind of fun. Yeah, Majenko. Yeah. A PCB has some curves. It's not my fault. Like, I didn't, like, look, this is ridiculous, man. It's the power connector. I don't know what else I could possibly do. Like, the power connector is what's flexing the board. Also, like, what am I missing with this copper? Is the board flexing too much? I don't know. I'm not the designer. Hold on, though. Wait a minute. I got a question. What's keeping the copper from shorting against the contacts on here other than hopes and dreams? Maybe coating? Yeah, I'm not so sure about the coating part when I can see perforations in it on what is the giant pins coming off of the power connector. I don't know. I don't know about this. The pins don't care? I disagree. I think the pins will care very much if they are successful in piercing through the coating on here, which I'm sure there is a clear coating on there. I'm just not sure how well it's going to hold up to those pins stabbing into it for 32 years. Get the Kapton tape out? Yeah. Oh, I have something I need to bring to the office for use cases like this. I was going to say time to get the PET sheets out, but now I have some. Didn't even think about that for insulation. Dude, that's going to be awesome. All right. Beepity beep beep. Okay. So, boop, boop, no beeps. Okay. Opposite side to prove, yeah, it is in fact copper. Yep. Okay. So now the parts where the connector is jamming into it. Okay, it hasn't gotten through it yet. Hopefully. I don't want to press on it too much to like poke a hole through it there. Actually, yeah, there's definitely a sheet, PT sheets. What thread count? Yeah. We can see right there, there's a difference between the coated and uncoated. So there is something on it. I'm not sure what that would be. But yeah, I think I am going to put something over that. PT sheets where you train your puppy on? Yeah, tell me about it. It's really hard to find them because that was what kept showing up in the searches. Yeah, the only thread count I know about is with processors, so. A thin layer of hopes and dreams, yeah. All right, let me get some Kapton or polyamide tape because mine's not like name brand. All right, I need scissors because this does not tear. I think we might dual layer this. Actually, I'm pretty satisfied with that application. I'm going to not mess it up with trying to add more. Yeah, that worked well. Okay. I'm going to add one more beside it for, you know what? Nah, that's probably going to be good. I don't think that'll press as much, especially with that right there. Yeah, that's the highest point. So, polyamide in semi, ooh. Yeah, probably. You know what? It's been a while since I've read that. So you're probably right. I'll go ahead and not tighten it too much this time. Although I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do here. It's not like I got a lot of choice in this. All right. Is that everything? Oh, let's plug this display part in. Okay, that was clearly not the right cable routing. I would say, oh, I'll just bend it, but exactly where I need to bend it is this ridiculously massive ferrule. So, also, holy, just like mess of wires, Batman. What were they thinking? If only pointed the camera at it when he pulled the cables out. Underneath was like a little difficult to do. Think you need to route it outside of screw post? Yeah, I think maybe I do. Python 80, train about not native GUI. It's actually just Qt. Spider? You sure about that? I mean, I guess Qt can probably do custom UI rendering, but yeah, that was not native UI, that's for sure. Time to rewind the stream to look at how it came out. I don't think I can, because I don't think it was pointed at that. You know, I don't have to be protective about the screw positions. Just read the code of it. I don't know why it's so weird then. Since it can set custom UI scaling, it's clearly not doing OS level calls. So I'll say that. Bolster the PCB still looks uncomfortable? Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. Qt used from Python. What Python API are they using? That's someone who may or may not be addicted to writing Python programs. I'm always curious. I've tried PySide. I didn't really like it. That was a Qt wrapper. I think I would like something that's a little closer to just plain Qt. Let me tighten this too while I'm there. Like expose the whole emitter thing. Okay. So outside. If this goes on the outside, it's got to go way on the outside, like wrapped around the capacitors. Which means it's going to have to do some kind of crazy nonsense. Let me plug this in. That'll give me... Oh, that's rough. I do not like that. Okay, that'll help determine how it goes. PyQt5, okay. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. Here's the thing that's gonna suck about this. So, ignore that ROM we didn't dump. I don't care. I'm gonna have to route the cable around this, up here, around that, and then down. But it, like, it super does not want to. Oh, look. Unprotected copper directly over a circuit board. Cool. There's like an indent here for this connector thing, but it doesn't work. It's not good enough. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm like not so sure about this. I don't know. This sucks. Do not recommend. Don't work on one of these. Kinda, maybe the thing over here came unplugged, whatever this is. Oh, the analog input board. I wonder if this was an option. Like, not all of them came with it. Because this is just for the S-video and composite input. So I can see this, like, being a upgraded model, and then they just slap this in there. So I wonder if that's a composite and S-video to VGA adapter internally. Yeah, PCB management alignment nightmare? Yeah, really. Like, this is the real problem with working on this. The glass stuff, who cares? PCB looks like it's seen better days. Well, it's two parts. So this is a separate one with an inline, like, card edge-ish connector situation going on. The rest of it just is terrible. Like, I'm trying not to pinch the cable underneath the power connector, but that's impossible because I can't reach the power connector while I'm trying to cram this down there. I think whatever this is as good as it gets. However this works out. I think that's it right there. Just lock it down and don't look at it. That's the wrong screw type. Some factory they do dozens of these a day. Yeah, that was it. One team worked on everything else, and one team worked on just managing all the cables into there. That was the whole production setup. Almost impossible to find for sale? Really? I found a lot of them. Maybe not VGA ones. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if modern ones are not made. Like, that would just make sense. I found more vintage ones than you would imagine, though. Like, I think I found so many. I think I may have even passed on one at a Goodwill recently. Like, this last week, actually. I think about it. I think. Pretty sure. I look at it and, like, I have 4 of those. I don't need another one. And I think it was another CGA one. Oh, no, it was a composite one. Yeah, not as useful. Probably for, like, multimedia cart playing a VHS. All right. Yeah, I bet there are a ton of these just sitting around in closets not being used. They forgot they even existed. No one's ready to throw them away yet because they don't know who is using them, and it turns out no one is. More likely went to e-waste years ago. You know, my deck rider came from a school last year. The deck rider 2, that is. I would never dare store this in a closet and pick it up at Goodwill 10 years ago. Wheel myself across the room, think she lost ball or anything. Oh, that's hilarious. I know all that all too well. Feel like I've been atoned to passing it to Shelby, though. Hopefully, it works. And we can make it show something here. We only have 7 minutes, too, though. Well, all right. I think that's it. We're going to close it up, try and power it up, see what happens. All right. Here we go. How did this not that way. That's how it goes. Boop. And bam, there we are. Okay. All 3 layers correctly aligned. Nice scratch right in the middle. Okay. Fingerprints are...
Matchenko Tech says CHER 100.
It was at this point that Shelby realized there was a hair in the LCD dot.
End of line.
There's actually a really, really bad smudge on the inside of the glass somehow. Like, really, really bad. Way too much to make a joke about. Ignore. You know what? I think I need a new paper towel. Wait, when you first got it, it wasn't like that, Wesley? I assumed it was like that when you got it. Oh my gosh. It was just time? That's insane. Wow. Okay, I thought for sure it was heat. Just gonna really quick. Oh my gosh. This is why I didn't want to bring this in. Now a minute. I'm just concentrating the layer of dust that was on there into the different areas. Close enough. Don't worry, anything that's still on there will get burned off by the light bulb. All right. We have 4 minutes. Let's get it slammed back together. You're like focusing through a screen door, you won't even notice? Probably. Philip. All right. Boom. Boom. All right. One screw down here. Then the screws for the connectors. And then we're done. Hopefully it works and it doesn't just smoke. Launches through his fingers, yeah. With that weird copper folding thing, I'm not too confident. Watch the whole Lord of the Rings through it? Oh, I don't think you understand how horrible it's gonna be. Like, it's gonna be fine, but like...
Lord Who says CHEER 100. You aren't allowed to smoke stuff on stream. That's Majenko's thing. End of line.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing over there, Majenko? Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. You remember? Hey, it can't be as bad as the CGA one, because that one sucked. Alright, let's get tools out of here. I like how you guys haven't asked the question yet. Remember a couple of floppy drives that would beg to differ? Those didn't smoke. They exploded. All right. Let's get the power cable, that custom branded. Let's go with a hook and loop strap to make the oh, that's a VGA cable. Wait, what? Oh, wait, that's not to Mac to VGA. Wait, the other cable's not for a Mac. What? I thought that was the IEC power cable. Apparently there was no power cable. Well, there's going to be a menu. I can see it says setup, and then there's like buttons for menu navigation. So we're just going to hope for the best with that. Grab a different power cable. Now find 4x3 media. My office is full of it. One overhead projector. Okay, you guys ready? Squint real hard at this, and then you'll see this, okay? Oh, don't look right in the light when you're trying to turn it off. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm plugging in power. Let's see what happens. Boo, yeah, oh my gosh, it's like super color. Also, why is it not mirrored? No projector screen. Now you got it. All right. So there's the view on a wall. Why would it be mirrored? So that you can read it on the wall. You not remember how this works? Hold on, I gotta remember how the lighting is done. There's 4 switches over here. One of them controls the lights. Another one controls the internet. You know what, maybe I could just use this instead. Battery's dead on that one. There's no batteries at all in that one. Does this one have batteries? Yes, okay, hold on. See? You don't mirror when you're writing? What do you want me to tell you here? gosh, hold on. Ah, wow, it's so much brighter without this thing on it. There you go. Okay, so, focusing is done with the knob over here. There we are. Yep, that's it. That works. That is, it's so dark. Oh, the menu is on the LCD. That's amazing. So you can't see anything over there until you do a video thing. Anyway, there we go. It looks surprisingly good. It really doesn't. They're so dim. You lose so much intensity through these. Again, that's how bright the base light bulb is. We're losing like probably 80% of the intensity through the LCD. Hey, did you guys see that Linus Tech Tips video about how you can keystone that projector with optics? Look, I can keystone just by sliding the thing around. Is there an adjustment? I don't know. Image, brightness. Why would it never not be max? I don't think that changed anything. No, why? What is the brightness setting even for? Maybe it only works when you're sending it a signal. Contrast is at max. I'm going to try reducing that. Nope, that doesn't do anything. All right, well, we're going to have to wrap this up. Ben, it's not about the projector screen. That is the brightness of this thing without the panel on it. I'm telling you, the panel is dim. Like if it was bright enough to look good, it would burn a hole in the wall when I wasn't using the panel. Yeah, I think these settings require a signal. So lift it up and show you the panel. You're not going to see anything. It's right there. I mean, there you go. I mean, yeah, it's just as visible through the wall like that. Panel's going to attenuate a lot of light, but you still lose a lot without a proper screen. Yeah, but like it's really bad. Anyway, there we go. That's it. So I will be making a video about these kinds of devices sometime. So I'm going to hold it there for now, because from here, not that button, this button, from here, we are out of time. So for giggles, there you go. Whee! Oh, come on now, that's just fun. What color you guys want? Red? There we go. All right. Not more tomorrow? You're going to cry? I don't think we're going to work on this more tomorrow. All right. Felt like a nice old time stream. Thanks for doing it. No problem. Yeah, we've been working on lots of other things recently. So, yep. It hasn't been as much of just random nonsense like this. So, sometimes I'll like it soon. I'm not making any kind of commitments at all. I have too much stuff that's too problematic right now. So I'm not guaranteeing anything. So I was like this close, not even coming to the office and streaming today. Wow. Yeah. All right. Way more fun than dev work. Yeah, but no one else is going to write PyDiscRip for me, and I need it. So unless I'm just going to say, oh, look, we can archive stuff and then never actually do it myself. You know, it's a balance. So, all right. That is the overhead projector. I'm going to fire up my connection to the server. Here we go. That's fun random nonsense. Yeah. Okay. It is. Oh, you know what? I don't have to connect to the server. That's right. Because I have the control over. Wow. WebSocket. Boom, outro. I do need it to see the stuff actually worked though, and then to close the YouTube stream and close OBS and yeah, anyway, things. So all right, that's it for now on this. Look at it, so much fun. Green, orange, so many fun colors. All right, well, that's it for now. The dasher connects to it. You know, that's technically true because I can connect the composite output of that to this. That is 100% true. All right. We need to piggyback and go away now signal on top of keep a live tone. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today. We got this thing.
Subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 8 months, currently on an 8-month streak. End of line.
Thrasher, thank you for the Prime sub and for 8 months, but I do have to go now. So, if you guys enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, me, whatever, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. I need to get a shirt like this one. This one's pretty rough. But that's it for now, and I will see you all next time. Printer time.